What is going on, everyone? What is the deal? I hope everyone is doing well today. The Lakers will look to bounce back against the Toronto Raptors after a bad performance against the Phoenix Suns. These next three games could be a good test for the Lakers. And you might sit here and ask why. Why is that? What's so important about these next three games? Well, I'll tell you why. But before I do, you already know I have to talk about the beautiful Pechanga Resort Casino. And you can play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Skip the traffic. Head on over to Pechanga Resort Casino just off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations and for more information. You know what? Speaking of Pechanga, I might have to make a trip down there sometime because it is one of a kind. I can't stress enough that you guys have to go check it out. But let's get straight into it. The reason why these next three games could be a good test for the Lakers is because of this. And shout out to my guy Carlo Saisu for this very informative message that he sent me. The Lakers haven't beaten a team above 500 since November 5th. Let me say that one more time. That's right. Let me say that one more time for y'all. The Lakers haven't beaten a team above 500 since November 5th. And that team was the San Antonio Spurs. That was the last team that they beaten that was above 500. And I remember that game. I was there in attendance. The Lakers played really, really well. It came down to the wire. There were some miscues in that game. They let the Spurs hang in there. But guess what? They pulled off the win. It was a great team performance. They were physical. They were aggressive on both ends of the basketball floor. Overall, the only teams above 500 that the Lakers have beaten so far are the Spurs, the Miami Heat, and the Minnesota Timberwolves twice. That goes and says something because I remember I was very passionate. I was very happy the Lakers winning 7 straight. But then when I look back at the teams that they were beating in that 7 straight, and again, I'm a big advocate. You play who's in front of you. You play whatever you're scheduled against that night. And Lakers should and needed to win those games, and they did. They took care of business. They got the W's. They were stacking up wins, like my guy Travis says on the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show, stacking up their wins. They're making sure they stay in the mix between the top 4 in the Western Conference standings. And that's what they were doing. But then you go into a Phoenix Suns team who is hovering around 500. And what did? They came in there. They were aggressive. They punched the Lakers early in the mouth. Second night of back-to-back. I'm not one to make excuses. You go out there, you got to perform. You got to play hard. And I didn't like the way the Lakers lost that night. They looked real defeated towards the end of that game, especially when you heard that final buzzer ring. Maybe fatigue was an issue. Maybe a day in between rest to get ready for the Toronto Raptors, who, by the way, is a very surprising team. And to be honest with you, my knowledge of the Raptors and how they've been playing so far, they are a little bit better than the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns play hard. They're aggressive. They'll take the Lakers away from things that they like to do. The Toronto Raptors were going to be doing the same exact thing. I'm not going to be in here for a full Toronto Raptors breakdown, but I'm just saying that this just goes to say that these next 3 games the Lakers are playing, the Raptors above 500, the Boston Celtics above 500, the 76ers hovering around 500, but they are solid teams. They're solid. So if the Lakers don't come ready to play in these 3 games, knowing that they got to be traveling, those teams are going to come out and they're going to give the same exact performance like the Phoenix Suns did. And I know that they understand this, but everyone, when the Lakers come into town, they are ready to play. They are ready to go. They want to face Luka. They want to beat LeBron. They want to beat Austin Reeves. The Lakers are going to get everybody's best game. It's known. It's simple as that. Why do you think there's an ongoing social thing that's going on, tweets, everything, that everyone all of a sudden is healthy when they face the Lakers? And it's true. And I'm a big believer in that. Everyone does all of a sudden become healthy when the Lakers are in town. You're going to get everyone's best game. But this is why it's going to be a good test, because these next 3 opponents are above 500 or hovering around 500. The Toronto Raptors, Brandon Ingram's playing really well. Scotty Barnes is playing really well. Emmanuel Quickley's playing really well. RJ Barrett's playing really well. They are great and they're well coached. The Boston Celtics, no Jason Tatum, but guess what? They got a lot of guys to fulfill their roles. They still got Jaylen Brown. They still got Derek White. You look at the 76ers, they got an all-star in Tyrese Maxey. Paul George starting to get back into the lineup. But they got a lot of young, hungry guys that are going to be ready to go. We remember what happened last year when the Lakers played the 76ers. That did not go well. That did not go well at all. So Lakers can't afford to just drop games like this. They got to come, be ready to go right from the start. Right as soon as that whistle blows, the Lakers got to play good basketball. And that starts with sharing the rock. That starts with everyone getting good amount of touches. That starts with having good offensive possessions. That starts with not turning the ball over, not having 22 turnovers in one game. That starts with being able to switch up your style, being able to get out and run, but also don't get beat in transition. There's a lot of things that you can look at that Phoenix Suns game that you take away and be like, that can't happen, that cannot happen, and that cannot happen. When I say those things can happen, transition, getting back in transition, limiting turnovers, like things that you can control. You can control not turning the ball over. And it happens. There's moments you get sped up. But Luka Doncic having 9 turnovers in one game, that cannot happen. These are going to be good tests because these teams are actually above 500. They're not playing against the Utah Jazz, no disrespect. They're not playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. And the Clippers, we've seen what their story is right now. 5-16, they are a disaster right now. So, yes, as we're all happy and seeing their early success and them getting and attacking 7 straight wins, but let's be real. We'll see what a real caliber is like when they face it up against teams like this who are better than 500. We'll see how they're going to look when the Houston Rockets come in and they play them on Christmas Day. A team that is really, really good this year. Like, that's when the real test comes for the Lakers. And I look at this as the evaluation period to see where the Lakers are missing. Who can they add? Can they actually make a run for a championship this year? This is going to be a good period and a good stretch to see who is the missing piece that's needed to take another leap into making the right step. Well, I'll take a little break, let my partners at Pechanga give you guys a quick word.
At Pechanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official Indian gaming sponsor of the Lakers.
Take care of business, man. The Toronto Raptors, I'm telling you right now, if the Lakers come out like they did against the Phoenix Suns, it's going to be the same story that we're going to be talking about against the Toronto Raptors. They're going to play hard. They got to match their intensity. They got to do the little things. And I believe that LeBron James is going to get his feet underneath them. Well, that's another discussion I want to have. We'll talk about that probably for tomorrow's episode. But this is going to be a good stretch. 3 games, teams that are above 500. Remember, Lakers haven't beaten a team above 500 since November 5th. That is a real stat, and that is real truth-telling. Shout out to you, Carlo. I appreciate you giving me that information. We all need to understand that this is going to be a good test to see if the Lakers can compete with teams that are above 500. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We out.